Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's Jackie here from Soulscribe Calligraphy, and welcome to Irish Wedding Chat. Today, we're going to learn a little bit more about Finola and how great marketing works. I can't wait for this conversation, so let's bring on Finola. Hi, Finola.
Hey, how are you, Jackie?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And last night, God, it was great last night.
Wasn't it? You
Yeah.
have got so many
Wonderful.
fans. It's brilliant. I thought we had such a great turnout, and we even have some viewers already. We've got Michelle that's joined us. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Hi,
Thanks for
Michelle.
I think this is going to be a fun. So, Finola, before we get to know you a little bit more, I'm going to pop off screen and just let everybody know exactly what you do and how you can help everyone. Okay, so I'm going to remove myself and I'll talk to you in a little while.
Hi, everyone. My name is Finola Howard, and I am a lover of all things marketing, but more precisely, I'm a lover of marketing that works because great marketing works. And I've built a place for you to learn how great marketing works and a few programs for you to learn how to do it in a very accessible way. And I'm looking forward to sharing more with you and Jackie in a few minutes.
Brilliant, that was lovely.
You know, you're not always prepared for these things, and I should be. So, yeah.
Well, this is very much let's go with the flow type thing anyway. So, I used to practice, don't practice anymore because I think it's a lot better. And besides, it's a little bit more fun. So,
Yeah.
it is,
Cool.
it is. And we're going to announce the winner as well from yesterday's Twitter chat, which was fantastic. The amount of tips that you shared. I was like, oh
Oh,
yeah, God, yeah, oh yeah. How do you forget these things? I think we know most of them, but yeah, today
well, it's
was,
actually
yeah,
that, I mean, I suppose I should share this with you. It's the cornerstone of how I work, which is really accepting that of what we do already know and
yeah,
trusting ourselves. And you'll see this quote from me all the time, which is marketing your truth. Marketing is your truth told.
yeah,
And your truth is your story and the essence of who you are. And that has to be your North Star and your anchor point. And from there comes your message. And very often, hi, Kerry, very often we forget to share our message, or we don't think our message is good enough, or we think, no, that's just silly, that's just me. But it's actually the essence of who we are. And when we truly share it, we get great marketing, because
yeah.
great marketing is your truth shared.
Oh, I love it. But it's true though, isn't it? It is your story. And I think sometimes, I don't know about yourself, it took me a long, long time to actually figure out what my story was because I have been doing what I've been doing practically all of my life. So I never ever really
Mm.
stopped to think about what my story was. So how would you sort of guide people into curating their story?
I try to stop them from doing that.
Oh,
I don't want you to curate it. I want you to uncover it because it's so second nature to us that we forget our own brilliance and we forget the love that we have for something that makes it so easy for us to do means that we forget to share it. So,
yeah,
in fact, a lot of the time I'm wanting people to look in the mirror to actually see their own brilliance. And sometimes we have to hear that from our own customers. So that's why
yeah,
listening is really important so that we can hear the truth about ourselves. And it's
right.
very often, and while, you know, I mean, anyone can write a marketing plan in a couple of days, but it doesn't mean it's yours. And so often
Right.
I'm asked for, what's your marketing formula, Finola? I remember delivering my programs in person years ago when I used to do it in person in training programs. And they'd say, yeah, but Finola, what's the magic formula? And I'm like, you are.
Oh,
That's
have
all.
you? Yeah,
When
yeah,
you leave down all the baggage, what's left is you. And that's who
yeah.
your customers buy.
So it's like I'm just thinking, I'm relating it to myself, and I'm sure everybody else is relating it to themselves as well. But I'm thinking about the time somebody has turned around and said, "Oh, I love your work," like you did yesterday, and I just feel
Mm.
humbled. And then uh, I don't really kind of sit into it. I'm just going, "Okay, okay, that's lovely." So, but
And this
how
is
would,
really important. If I stop you, you know that
yeah,
you're got to sit into it. You
right,
have to own it. You
right.
have
I
to
think,
go move beyond the humility because we're taught to be humble. We're taught to be, oh, you're so kind. It's so, but in fact, you have to go. It's food for you. It's
right,
food for
okay,
your marketing to help you see
okay,
yourself. And when you see
okay,
yourself, your customer can find you.
okay. I didn't think of it like that. Wow. Okay. Okay. So next time somebody pays a compliment, whether it be on your service or your product,
Mm.
rather than sort of stepping back from it and going, thank you, and being humble, sit into it and almost rejoice it, you're saying.
Yeah, and say, what can I learn from this?
Okay. And how
What
would
does this,
you, sorry, I interrupted you there, Fanula. What were you about to say?
I'll do the same. What does this teach me?
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's truly listening to your customer because you can't see yourself, but they can.
Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? I mean, I see that a lot of the time when I'm actually working, like, and I'm doing my piece because I do kind of sit into my work, and but and then when I send it, I'm like a bag of nerves, and then when I get the response back, I'm okay. I'm always shocked, and I've been doing calligraphy, like I said, practically all my life. But everybody, when anybody turns around and says, "Oh, that's lovely," or "That's this," or whatever, I'm just like, "Oh, really?" I'm shocked. So I'm listening to you, and I'm still going, "How do I put myself into that situation? Like, how do I change my mindset to sit into that situation?" So, what would you suggest there, Fanula?
Well, I think that every time your customer speaks to you, that there is gold there in that moment, that there is gold, right? And it's not just a testimonial or someone saying something nice, because first you have to receive it grace. Like, I mean, that's our own stuff, that gets in our own way. And
Yeah.
and I have to share this with you that most of the work that I do is about peeling away that layers of our stuff so that we can see ourselves. But the other thing is in the gold that your customer brings. Your customer also brings you clues to how you can not just realize your own brilliance, but also realize how you can best help them. And I'll give you this example. I got a message a few months ago from one of the people on the Get Strategic, Get Results program. It was a private message through Facebook, and they said, Finola, do you mind if I post a message in the group to ask for buddies, accountability buddies, to make sure I do the program, to do the because it's a long program and it's quite in depth. And I went, okay, that's very interesting that she's asking me that. And I just went, sure. And it was Carmel. And I said, Carmel, would you like if I said I facilitated that for you? Because I had an idea then. Something in the back of my mind was saying to me, there's something here that I need to play with. And so I think of myself and I say to my clients, think of yourself as a private investigator that's seeking clues everywhere you look. You may not know what it's telling you quite yet, but you seek them, note them, log them in the back of your minds or log them in a notebook to know that there's something here. Don't know the answer. I'm never impatient for the answer. The answer will come because we have
Okay.
time.
Right.
So it's something that will come and you go, that's really cool. Maybe even have a notebook. So to answer your question, have a notebook and say, something in what they said, in how they said it, is a clue for me. I don't know what the clue is for yet, but it's okay. I have time. The rest will come. But
Yeah.
when Carmel sent that message to me, and I went, okay, sure, I have no problem with doing that, but would you like if I facilitated that? And she said, really? And I said, yeah, sure. I'd really like to help everyone through the program. So why don't we facilitate this? And that turned very quickly into a mastermind. So we currently
Oh,
have a Get Strategic Mastermind running over 6 months to move through. And it's so powerful. And it actually brings me such joy And I always say, follow your joy. And that
Yeah.
has now become a new product.
Oh, and
Because
the message I'm getting from what you're actually talking about there is to take your time. Don't rush these things, and have, steps, if you will. I just want to read out a few comments that we've had here, Finola.
when I say one last thing to you, sorry, I'm so
Of
bad.
course, of course, of
The
course.
the step idea, that it's take one step. The
Yeah.
thing that I would say, and I'm a believer in looking to your 5-year plan to have vision and purpose and mission and all of that. But simultaneously, I look at what is my next step,
Hmm.
occupy that step, because that will reveal the next one.
Okay. Where's my notebook?
Allow the
Why
next
aren't?
step to be revealed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry I don't have my notebook here because I would be rapidly taking notes here. So I just want to I just want to say a few comments there, and thank you, ladies, for complimenting my work in the comments there. So Michelle has said, yeah, I was terrified doing my first showcase video, but my customers loved it. So, sorry, that was from Joe as well. Put Joe's comment up there as well. Joe's our guest next week. So the Queen of Marketing. Woo! Sorry. and Michelle says here also, it is great to get accountability though, so you should. Oh yeah, it's great to get accountability, so you do keep on track. That's very, very true, isn't it?
I think simultaneously, I mean, accountability should never be a stick to beat yourself with. It should be just a way to share, someone to share the journey with.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, that's the thing about sort of having accountability, because what you said, like having a stick, like it's almost having a whip to keep you on track. That's how I actually visualize that. And then when you said it, I went, oh yeah, of course.
Well,
It is.
I have my own accountability group because we all need it, and I look at it every Friday. We meet at 3 o'clock every Friday, and I look forward to it because I want to tell them what I did this week because I know they'll celebrate with me.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the joy, because I know that's one of your words is joy. Because I had the pleasure of doing a gift for you from your one. I think yeah. So I know. Oh, thank you. But yeah, so like it is finding the joy in what you're doing and then transplanting that, if you will, into your marketing, so you can take one step at a time, as you say. I think am I receiving your message correctly? Excellent. Love when that happens. So I'm just going to run over one of the questions that we actually asked you yesterday on Twitter, which was, how do I pivot my business so that I can keep earning revenue right now, which I think is really important considering the place we are right now.
Cool. What did I answer? Because I can't remember. I'm always looking for clues. I'm looking for what have I done. So there's a couple of things. When you need to pivot your business, you look for what works. First of all, you look for what works to do more of it. Second of all, I would look at my customers, and I would pretend I have no customers, that I have to start again because my customer is fundamentally different. So if my customer is fundamentally different, what do they need now? And can I serve them?
Right.
And if I can't serve that new customer because they don't have any money or they're restricted or whatever, I would then look to my products or my skill sets and say to myself, what other industry can these inherent skills in me be applied? What assets do I have that I can apply in another industry that can allow me to pivot?
Okay.
Or what works?
So it's the question that you ask yourself that's quite important by the sounds of things, like when you're trying to pivot, and how you're actually wording those questions in order to get the answer you're looking for. Would I be right there?
Yeah, who is my customer now and how have they changed, because their pain points are different, the things that you can do for them are different. And I would make sure that I'm not trying to sell the same thing to the same customer, because that's where the block will occur. That we're always
Right.
just kind of going, we'll wait for COVID to be over, we'll wait. But it's not waiting, it's
Yeah.
seeing what's there. So I see that this is happening. So how could I care for them now in this new economy, or how we do things? So my customer is different, their pain point is different. So how can I serve them now? And in the wedding industry, what we were talking about in terms of trends is brides and grooms and brides, the wedding couple is still researching.
Yes.
The expectation in the wedding industry that was, funnily enough, when I looked into this beforehand, even years are big years in the wedding industry. Did you know that? So 2020 was supposed to be a bumper year for weddings.
That's
And then
right.
it
Yes,
goes
it was.
down a little in 21, and then it'll come up in 22. But 2020 was supposed to be mega.
Yes.
But there's two things we have to understand: is are the wedding couple, are they cancelling or are they postponing? Some are postponing, but they are all researching. They are
Yes.
all still planning if they haven't
Yes.
cancelled, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Some of them
That's
are
one of
cancelling.
the Yeah, that's one of the reasons we didn't, Deirdre and myself and Sarah, we kind of had a meeting and we said, what are we going to do? Because we knew that even though, there had been postponements, cancellations, there's a lot of couples out there that are basically confused and under stress as well, because they're not sure which way they're going to go, whether they're going to have a micro wedding, whether they're going to wait.
Yeah,
But one thing we did know for sure was that everybody was still researching. So it was really important to stay out there and not to back away, not to stop letting people know that you are available to talk to. Even if somebody wasn't going to actually book you or do anything like that, at least we were available there to talk to. So say, a couple, it happened to me. I had done, because I'm a calligrapher, my work comes in 3 or 4 months before the actual wedding date. So I had actually worked on weddings that were supposed to happen in April, May, and June. So they were all postponed and cancelled. So I basically said, look, if you're going to get married, if you're not cancelling and you are going to get married, come back to me and I'll look after you. I basically do their weddings for free, because they'd already spent the money with me and it wasn't their fault. The wedding was, their weddings have been postponed. And I think a lot of suppliers did that. But also I saw on the other side that, there were a lot of suppliers who just went boom, quiet. They just didn't put themselves out there. So it's a really, really, really important point that you made there, Finola, and I really
yeah.
appreciate it as well.
The other thing I would say to you is that COVID has made us all quite introspective and quite reflective, and we're looking at things like family and what's important to us and stuff like that. So remember, your couples are also researching with that in mind. So
Yeah.
they want, and it's one of the answers I gave last night, is they're actually assessing the vendors that they have, the suppliers that they have, to see if their new insight into, their new feeling about caring and this difficulty that they're experiencing. They want to do business with people who care about them.
Yeah.
They want to do business with people who will find another answer, and it's not that traditional innovation. It's an answer. You're going to work with them to come up with something maybe creative to help them through this, and people will gravitate towards you if you can help them still have the wedding of their dreams. They're still in love. You have to
Yeah.
remember they're still in love, but they also, it's
Absolutely.
perhaps tainted a little by they feel a bit guilty about it all, and someone like, why should I be thinking about myself? It's not really important. People are dying out there. You know what I mean? So there is wedding guilt going on out there as well, but it is, how can you speak to this space to help them remember their love for each other,
Yeah.
to help them care for the people who matter in their lives, to
Yeah.
help them find another way of doing this. And that's why
Yeah.
we have all these things. And I think it's also very important at this time to show that you are being safe.
Yes.
Like
I think that's
people are
really
watching,
important.
yeah, especially in things like even hairdressers, anyone who's actually in contact, the use of face masks, cleaning down space. There are people losing business because they're not taking the time to take care and be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Really
agree.
important.
I do agree. I absolutely 100% agree with you there. We're having some fantastic comments coming through. Michelle just put up a comment. She said here, I'll just actually put that up there. Yeah, that is why the doves are
Oh,
lovely. It's a symbol
you-
for their families, friends that can't go, which is true because Michelle Ham, her husband keeps doves and they've
yeah.
pivoted and they're now going to do dove release, which I think is just amazing.
So here for me, this is a clue, right, for everybody, and that is if you want to put it up again, right? There is. Can you put up that message again
Yeah,
that she had?
of course I can. Yes, of course I can.
Um, you know me with my private investigator hat on. So when I'm always looking for something to help the business, my clue here is a symbol for their families and friends that can't go. So there is a need in your customer to take care of those people who can't go. How can they celebrate your wedding, your marriage, if they can't be there? What is your answer as a calligrapher? What is your answer as an event manager? What is your answer to that question that your customer is asking? Now, Michelle has answered it, but how can everyone else answer it in their business?
Yeah, that's homework for everyone now. Okay, you all have to answer that
Always
question.
homework when I'm here.
Kerry's just left a comment there saying communication is key. I totally agree there. Yeah, and I'm sure Finola does as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I have to
so
also say, and I'll share this with you because during COVID, I made a choice to actually remain silent for a while, because there's a point where the communication wasn't going to be true. And I knew that so many people in similar roles as me were communicating way, 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 but I couldn't. There's a time to communicate and there's a time to listen. And I knew that if I spoke during that period of time during COVID, that I would just be frantically following everyone else. I had nothing to add to the conversation. So if you have to hear your own voice and your own truth before you can communicate. Otherwise, you're following and you're not supporting your business if you can't hear your own voice.
yeah, and would you say social listening is really, really important, especially during these times that we're going through?
Depends on what you're listening to. I mean, are you listening to things that are depressing the living hell out of you? Are you listening to things that are going to help you and nurture you? Are you listening to the voice of your customer? Are you listening to the voice of your competitor and it's freaking you out?
Yeah,
Where is the positive spin on it?
yeah.
Come with it. We have to come with answers and we can come with questions, but let's not come with fear.
Yeah, I think fear is the big thing. I know for me, like, and I wouldn't have thought I would be a person that would go into that fear side very quickly, but I found myself there. And I
Yeah,
think that's just literally from the situation we are in. And I've
yeah.
just realized, Vanilla, we've gone over 20 minutes. I didn't even realize that. It's gone so quick.
Good. Always lovely to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Finola and I actually go back a while on Twitter. I think we connected like years back,
A
didn't we?
long time
A
ago.
long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Shall we announce the winner for the best conversation last night? Drum roll.
Drum roll. So I had a very arbitrary uh, choice to make. Arbitrary in that how I was going to make the choice, because I shared with you the best conversation with how we decided to choose the person. And the best conversation for me was people who would talk openly about their marketing and the challenges they were facing and the solutions that they were coming up with, and that we were sharing together on Twitter all of the roads that we were taking to actually find an answer in this current climate. And I actually narrowed it down to 3, and it was so hard because it was such a great night. But
It
in the
was.
end, yeah, really. So in the end, I would like to announce that So Very Sarah Wenman is the winner.
Oh, Sarah! Yeah.
I loved the
Well,
conversation and I loved her openness and how she was working through everything. I just loved it. So, congratulations, Sarah.
well done, Sarah. Woo!
I love it.
She just left a message there. She said, Finola, you are very passionate about what you do and helping others, and it really comes across when you talk. So,
Thank you so much.
well done, Sarah.
Oh, fantastic. Cool.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. Congratulations, Sarah, Michelle says. And Kerry's also saying, yay. So we have gone over time. Are we surprised?
Yeah, cool.
Oh, okay. Listen, Finola, thanks so much. I'm just going to put up a banner here so that everybody knows where to get hold of you. Should you want to connect with Finola. And thank you so much for your time, Finola. Really enjoyed our interview. And I wish I had like 2 hours because I know we'd get great value, like, and we'd have the crack as well, like, you know. So thank you.
All right, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And
I'll be in touch.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone. And yeah, talk soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.